Episode 17 of the Pocket Monsters anime gets really edgy as, yes, Score Bunny goes through a phase. Hey, this is Gatorex, and let's go ahead and discuss episode 17 of the Pocket Monsters anime, Pokemon new series. Pretty neat episode. I've seen some split reactions to it. Video's a bit late just because I've had to do some extra work because of certain events happening right now. But let's go ahead and discuss this episode. So things start off with Ash and Go doing some training at the Sakuragi Research Institute, and some trouble starts because, what's his face? Darmanitan walks in and kind of taunts Score Bunny, kind of taunting him like, hey, you know, look at this fire move that I can use, what can you do? And that's basically the conflict for the rest of the episode, right? Is that Score Bunny wants to use a fire move and it's having a lot of trouble. It tries really hard to shoot out some ember from its mouth, and when I was watching this I was kind of thinking like, well, he spits out, well, not spits fire, he uses fire through his feet, right? Not from his mouth. Why is he trying to do this? But that's basically what happens. Go is kind of, and again, you know, some people, well, not some people, but like the general consensus is like, you know, the relationship between Go and Score Bunny in this episode. And Go is kind of telling him, hey, you know, it doesn't seem like you can do that. You know, it's fine and this and that. And while they're having breakfast, Score Bunny actually runs off to try and practice more of, to try and practice using a fire move by himself, right? And they're like, oh, you know, it'll be fine, he'll show up eventually. So Ash and Go decide to look around the city for Pokemon, right? And while Score Bunny's off by himself, he kind of can use something, right? More than just a little dot that's been coming out in terms of fire, right? And he's trying to show Go, and Go's just really not paying attention. So yeah, I think that's a point against Go in this episode, that, you know, he's maybe not paying attention, but at the same time, I personally think that Score Bunny was being a bit bratty this episode, you know, very, very bratty. You know, by the end, the problem is shown to resolve itself through, you know, both of them working together, or both of them, as Ash says, becoming one, or battling as one. And so Score Bunny gets a little upset that Go's not paying attention to him. So he's still like following him around, right? But they run into a Pelipper, or they find Pelipper, and it's actually the Pelipper, because you can tell he's got the Gachapon machine still in his mouth, and Go's excited trying to chase it down. And we find out that apparently Team Rocket has a base in the city. It's hidden in a phone booth, and you know, it's a great moment. We get to see more of Team Rocket, or more of them being themselves, eating snacks, playing a game. Which honestly, that's all you can do right now in this current situation. Stay in your secret base, eat snacks, and play games. Unless you work retail. But point is, Go and Score Bunny stumble into Team Rocket in their secret base. They catch up with Pelipper. It's a whole little conflict, and then battle begins. So through the Gachapon machine, Team Rocket gets a Poliwrath and Choodle, which that's his name, Choodle, the little turtle guy. I had to look his name up because I'm so bad with Gen 8 names, because I'm really bad with Gen 8 names. But point is, this is actually the same Choodle that was bugging them a few episodes back. And you know, like I thought, because this Choodle was biting onto Jesse's hair and biting onto their fingers, just grabbing on, just holding on through bites. And so again, you know, it's something very similar to the rest of Team Rocket's Pokemon in the past, with them trying to eat them or hold them or hug them or whatnot. You know, Pokemon violently showing their affection. But the Choodle's pretty good, because he's just like, making that sound basically, because he's a little baby turtle. So battle commences. Obviously, Score Bunny is really trying to use his fire move. Oh, Ash shows up at some point, right? To basically carry the team. So Score Bunny's really trying to use a fire move, and it's not working out. And they get just decimated by Choodle, who just blasts them with a water gun. Which is funny to see all that come out of, like, you know, the tiny little turtle. Of course, you know, Pikachu cleans up, it takes care of Team Rocket, and at that point, you know, the conflict between Go and Score Bunny kind of reaches a head point, and Score Bunny, again, is getting real bratty. But again, you know, it comes down to also Go's not necessarily putting in his work. He's trying his best in terms of like saying, hey, you know, maybe there's some things you can't do. Maybe just try using something else, and you know, maybe we'll work on that. But again, Score Bunny just gets really mad and runs away. Again, And like I said, this is where Ash basically tells him, hey, try battling as one, and that's kind of the best he can put it. But at the same time, it's kind of like, yeah, it's going to take working together to move forward in this, like more so than like Go's used to, because Go is still a relatively new Pokemon trainer. Maybe he doesn't, and again, we see in this very episode that he doesn't exactly give Scorbunny as much time as Scorbunny would like when he's trying to show him, hey, look, I can use a fire move, kind of. But eventually they reunite with Scorbunny, or actually what happens is Scorbunny bumps into Team Rocket yet again, and the rest of them catch up, and it's time to battle. And so Go gets the idea to in a way to allow Scorbunny to use a fire type move. And what they do is basically they're building up to Pyro Ball. They don't necessarily, they don't say that it's Pyro Ball, but they're building up to it. He has Scorbunny use quick attack in place to build up heat, and then eventually has him kick a rock, and it does something. It doesn't do a whole lot to it doesn't do a whole lot to Team Rocket, but it does something, and it basically lets Scorbunny use a fire type move. And at that point, he evolves into Raboot, and then they take care of Team Rocket. Episode's finished, and so it's pretty neat, we get to see Raboot. But here's the thing, though. So here's a funny thing. They capitalize on Raboot, basically. We always make the joke, right, in the Pokemon community, that the middle evolutions, for starters, are the edgy phase, or the rebellious teen. They're going through a phase. We see that literally with Raboot, as it just puts his hands in its pocket, because Raboot has a hoodie technically, and just kind of walks away. Go kind of like, he's like, hey, let's a fist bump, or they do the weird thing where Go puts out his fist for a fist bump, and Scorbunny like jumps up and kicks it. That doesn't happen. He walks away. And that's how this episode ends. So it's going to be really interesting going forward to see how they're going to build that, how they're going to continue that. Kind of similar, again, to, let's say Charizard, right? Charizard doesn't want to listen to Ash from the original series, right? All the way back then. But it remains to be seen how much Raboot, sorry, not Scorbunny anymore, Raboot is going to work with Go. Relatively early in the series, I suppose, only 17 episodes for Scorbunny to evolve into Raboot, but I'm gonna guess that it's not gonna last too long. I think it's maybe gonna be, well, I can't say exactly for sure, but I don't think it's gonna be very long, because they're gonna have that conflict, and they're probably gonna build on that for like maybe a few episodes, and then eventually, obviously, what's very likely going to happen is that Raboot is going to evolve into Cinderace, and then Cinderace is going to be, with Cinderace being about the same height as a person, he and Go are, and visual design, right, with the whole thing of, oh yeah, the middle starter evolutions are always so edgy and this and that. Once he gets to Cinderace, I think he's going to mellow out, and he's actually going to be able to use Pyro Ball, because Cinderace is the Pokemon that learns Pyro Ball, so there's that. But an interesting episode. I enjoyed it. I thought it was neat. What I thought was cool is, we got to see more of Team Rocket, just them being them, because that's funny. Got more of Choodle, which that'd be neat to see more of that in the future. And honestly, I liked Scorbunny. I thought Scorbunny was kind of cool and this and that, but got real bratty this episode, and it did take work from Go also. Go needs to keep learning to be a better trainer. But anyway, if you saw the episode, let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll continue the discussion down there. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like, subscribe, that cool stuff. I might as well plug other things. Hopefully I'll be working on some more videos later this week, as maybe some people might be getting more time to watch, and I might be getting more time to work on them. I have a TikTok. I don't post a lot there, but I have it. It's there, so it's there. It's there. But anyway, hey, this has been GatorX. Have a nice day.